Hi Aries, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 2025 Lunar New Year Wood Snake reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, especially since I had to take that break because I lost my voice since Christmas. It was unbelievable. Now, also let me know what you think of this new space. This is my great-grandmother's runner. She made this herself. It used to be on her night table. So let me know what you think of the space. I think it's a bit brighter and lighter. So yeah, I hope you like it too. Now let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by the loud sound of the singing bowl. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Aries, we are entering on the 29th into the Lunar New Year of the snake, and it is the wood snake. So let's see here what that holds for us. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. We are crowned with justice. Let me make sure that this is in the right place. I do apologize if I create any shadows. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. The Ace of Pentacles, the 10 of Swords, angels and spirit guides. Oh, goodness. Okay. We have the 4 of Wands and the High Priestess. I love that for you. Then we have the 9 of Swords, the 2 of Swords, the 3 of Swords. Okay, interesting. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. The Hierophant and the 9 of Cups. All right, let me check once again, just making sure everything is in place. Again, I apologize for any shadows that come up. All right, I think we can move this up a little bit and this up a little bit. And that seems pretty darn good to me. Okay. So we are crowned here with justice. Justice is also Libra energy. Time frame is September 23rd to October 22nd. But justice is balance. Things are coming into balance. The wood snake is a very interesting time. It's also known as the year of the green snake, which represents wood. Now, wood is the beginning of the process of the elemental cycle within the Lunar New Year. So you have the wood produces fire, fire generates earth, earth produces metal, metal produces water, okay, and then water produces wood. So we have the cycle going around, and we're in the cycle of wood producing fire. We are a fire sign. So as we are in this wood snake year, we might find that our tempers can be a little bit more can be fed a little bit more, but also our passions can be fed more. So this is going to be a year of finding the balance for us, and the right balance, the justice, the prosperity, the way things move forward. We also know that not everything is fair, which seems like, okay, we know that since we are children, right? But as we grow and as we embrace ourselves and our skills and life, it takes on a different meaning and it takes on a different power. So justice comes in, balance comes in, and we realize we have to be just and fair to ourselves as well as others. And it brings us then to the Ace of Pentacles. So this Lunar New Year, this year brings with it planting of seeds of prosperity and success. Now, we do have the Nine of Swords here, so we can be in our own heads. You know, the Ten of Swords, we can be in our own heads. We then have the Nine of Swords where we can worry, right? But the Ten of Swords is coming out of a cycle of being trapped in our own minds, of overthinking, of overanalyzing, but also of people betraying us, of hardships, of pains, of difficulties. And there will be 10 big ones that have happened in our lives. You know, it can be over 10 years, but it can be over a personal cycle that you're going through. And now you're being reborn. Now you're seeing yourself rising from ashes and seeing yourself entering into a power, a prosperity, into a way of being that brings forward the Four of Wands. And you want the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is fire and passion, but celebration. It's celebration in all the best ways. New job opportunities, moving house, new ways of embracing joy in our lives. And then we have the High Priestess moving us forward. The veil being lifted. You know, new insights coming in. We might not want all the secrets being revealed, but this is going to be a year, and we're all going to see it, where the truth of things, the justice of things, is going to be really important. We have the High Priestess paired with the Hierophant. Now, I love this combination. The High Priestess pairs with two of the major arcanas, like in a partnership. So the Hierophant and the High Priestess are the holy couple. The Hierophant represents the Pope in the major arcana. The High Priestess in Once Upon a Time tarot decks was the female Pope. Now, whether you believe in Pope Joan or not is really irrelevant, but there is a power here, a sacred feminine power that has been lost to time, history, understanding, that you are now stepping into, that is now having its assertion in your life coming forward. And so the High Priestess here is going to be looking at things not in the way that power wants you to see it, but in a way that is true, in a way that resonates for your soul, in a way that is personal and powerful and intense. So this year, 2025, in the lunar calendar, to the next lunar, calendar year in 2026, we are going to see that truth reigns supreme. We are going to be finding ways that are right, not for everybody else, but that are right for ourselves, and that claim a certain power, a certain authority, a certain understanding, and it brings forward celebration. It also has us with the Ten of Swords being reborn. It has us taking the words that had once hurt us, wounded us, scarred us, and now we're saying, but look at what I've become. For me, the Ten of Swords is the minor arcana death card. And I know everybody thinks the death card is very spooky ooky, right? It's scary, but it does have a scariness to it because it is about being reborn. It is about transformation. It is about stepping out of a cycle that we were in and embracing something new and something powerful and something beautiful for us. And it leads us then to the Nine of Swords. And the Nine of Swords is worry. It's worry, it's fear, it's doubt, it's being up at night. So just knowing during this year, we can have a proclivity towards worry. Why? Because we're seeing things so differently than we have seen things before. Because we're stepping into our power and we are beginning to assert our voice and we are seeing ourselves growing in prosperity, but also saying, what do I want to grow and build here? Not what are others taking from me, but how am I growing? How am I shedding a skin? How am I moving through this world? A snake moves through this world very differently than you and I do. And so we are looking at moving in this world differently, caringly, lovingly, transformatively. And even though the snake can have bad connotations, in ancient times it had very good connotations. It was old pagan ways. And I know that is alluring to some and not to others, but it is showing that things can be transformed to mean what we want them to mean. And so look back more. Look back more into you. Look back more at what you want. Don't worry about what everybody else is thinking. Worry about where you want to be, how you want to move forward, what you're building for yourself. And it brings us then to the Two of Swords. It brings us to a place where paths open up. Like we start to see things very differently, right? We have the High Priestess coming forward. And with the Two of Swords, we're looking at things and we're saying, but why not this? Why not that? We always thought there were two paths. You did A, you did B. You moved this way, you moved that way. And that's all well and good. But now we're starting to say, what if I do things differently? And more options are being open to us and to our world than ever before. And we're looking at things for ourselves and saying, but these ideas can be braided together, can be woven together. What if I try this? What if I look at that? And it brings us then to the Three of Swords. We've had tremendous heartbreak. We've had tremendous pain in our lives, Aries. And now we're healing from it. Now we're saying, okay, that derailed me. We might have been derailed for the last 3 years, And now we're looking at things and we're saying, from that heartbreak, from that pain, comes my power, comes my authority of self, comes my distinction. I'm standing out because I've experienced what others haven't. I have experienced what my heart needed to grow in. And then we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is the major arcana marriage card. We have the Four of Wands, which is also the minor arcana marriage card, which can mean a marriage, right? If we want to look at things in a traditional sense, but it also means a celebration like a wedding, a celebration that is big, that is a huge commitment being brought forward, whether that be in work, whether that be in our personal lives, whether that be in our professional lives, whether that be, even in just giving ourselves the permission to imagine, to broaden our ideas and our expanse. So that is huge for us, and that is beautiful for us. With the Hierophant coming forward, there is also a sense of we're not reinventing the wheel. And some people look at that and say, but I want to reinvent the wheel. Well, it's a lot of work, right? It took us as human beings forever to figure out the wheel. And that was a huge, progression forward in human civilization. But first, the wheel was only made out of stone. We carved the wheel. And then, hundreds of years later, people realized, oh, you can make a wheel out of wood and it's lighter and it's more portable. And that changed everything again. And that's what we're seeing for ourselves. We're seeing a wheel made out of stone. And we're now saying, I can make this out of wood. I could do this. I could do that. I can use these skills that I have and package them this way. I can embrace this way of being me. And then we have the Nine of Cups, a wish being granted, something beautiful being brought to the table. And the Nine of Cups is also us coming to the table for us, seeing ourselves, embracing our talents, our quirks, our uniqueness, and saying, I show up for me. And not needing the backing of everybody else, because I show up for me. And then as we show up for ourselves, as we look at things differently, as the veil is lifted, as we find the traditions that fit for us, and we put things together kind of like a jigsaw puzzle, or we just put colors together, kind of like a modern painting, where you put this splash here and that splash there, and it doesn't make sense at first, but then it becomes something that's gorgeous. We start to see ourselves that way. And we're like, oh, it didn't make sense, but now it does. And that becomes empowering and liberating. And it leads us then to this place of balance. And look, oh my gosh, I just noticed, it has the green snake right there in the middle of it with the pink rose. And I love that combination, the green and the pink. Those are my favorite colors. And so here, with justice coming forward, we see the green snake, this year of the green snake, bringing forward justice, bringing forward balance. It brings us then to our spirit message, angels and spirit guides. Oh, goodness. Bear with me. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Okay. So we have here the duck, and it says, I'm going to move this towards me. All right. Find comfort and balance in simple ways. You have support all around you. And that's what this year is about. It's not about the complex. It's not about the grandiose. It's about very simple things. It's about very calm things. It's about aligning ourselves with nature, with our hearts, with what we love, with empowerment and being, and seeing ourselves in a very different way, and that moving us forward in a profound way, in a personal way. It moves us then to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. So for the year, okay, we have the inner child coming forward. Again, green being a prevalent color here for us, which I love. And then clarity, which is the third eye chakra. So we have the heart chakra coming forward. Remember, green is linked to the heart chakra, and that is very powerful. Okay, shrouding ourselves with green during this year, like being outside in the summertime, whenever that is for you, is going to be very important. Surrounding ourselves with growing things, surrounding ourselves just even with the color green, you know, having a blanket that is green, or, you know, just, you know, things like that. Like, I don't know what other things, like clothing pieces. If you don't like green, you know, even a picture that has some green in it, that's going to be very important. The color, meditating on the color green to open up the heart chakra, and opening up the heart chakra is going to be a very big deal, because it is going to bring us forward with our inner child, with our inner knowledge, understanding, insights, looking at things very differently, but also giving our inner self a voice. And that's going to be also what comes in the form of justice during this time, is that my inner voice gets to be heard. My inner child gets to be seen within me. And the clarity through intuition, through psychic development, through spiritual development is opening up within us and showing us a very different way of living, and showing us a very powerful way of being. So clarity, our third eye, opens up. Purple is going to be a very big color for us as well. So shrouding yourself in the color purple, the color green, those are going to be very powerful colors for us, and touchstones. Listening to our inner child, listening to things where we're like, oh, I love that when I was little. That's going to be spirit talking to us, you know, giving us those clues to say, hey, pay attention to that. You loved that when you were little, because it needs to shine now. And you're going to find that you're very drawn to things that you were drawn to once upon a time in your own life story. And it brings us then to our energy to be mindful of for this year. Angels, oh, right here. Oh, very interesting, the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is a wish being granted. Cross your fingers for a wish. We have that here coming forward. It can bring forward our greatest dreams and prosperity and power and insight, but we also have to be mindful. We can want others to come to the table for us, to see us and to celebrate us, and to look at things the same way that we are. We might not find that collaboration during this time. This is a time of finding the collaboration within us. You know, snakes are not known for being herd animals, right? So here, there's quite a difference between, you know, between a snake. I was saying a snake and a sheep. There's no sheep in the zodiac, but you know what I'm saying? Like a herd animal and a snake that is rather solitary. So this is going to be a year where we look at things and say, how do I move forward for myself? You know, how do I move forward in power of self? Because even like, let's say the tiger in the zodiac, okay? Tigers take care of their young for a certain amount of time. But do snakes? I don't believe so. So here with the Nine of Cups, show up to the table for you. And as long as you're showing up to the table for you, and you're proud of who you are and what you're doing, that's all that matters during this time. You know, yes, we have to pay the bills. Yes, we have to keep the lights on and put food on the table. But here, it's showing us that we matter, and being confident within ourselves is going to be one of the biggest game changers. Because if we wait for everybody else to be on board, everybody else, you know, it's going to be a little bit interesting, because everything comes across just a little bit selfish during this year, where people are going to be really working on their goals and what they want. There's going to be this coming together that, yeah, we'll help, but you need a firm foundation first, right? Come to us with ideas, come with us with, you know, a first draft or a blueprint, or, you know, all that stuff, and you'll see it transform. But just this kind of like, you know, musing of ideas and being inspired by simply being inspired by each other, that can be a little bit more difficult. And that can be something that you need to seek out, because you might not be getting that, you know, just from your immediate circle, okay? So just be aware of that. Our subconscious spirit message begins, with the blue jay right here. I'm just going to read this. And it says, the time is right to access and master your abilities. Do so with humility and control. And I love that. I love that. That is exactly what we were just saying. And I love the blue jay. So I think this is just such a beautiful message for us. And it totally aligns with and correlates to what we have just seen within the cards and within Spirit's message. Our subconscious chakra message is flexibility. This is a sacral chakra. This is where our sensual energy is held. This is where our creative energy. I have to be careful with my words on YouTube. So here, our creative energy is held. So here, there is going to be a flexibility of body that needs to be embraced. So either through yoga, through stretching, but even through visualization. If our bodies aren't at the point where we can stretch, like if you're sitting there and saying, Dane, it's just not possible, completely respect and understand that. It's not diminishing this time for you or the abundance that is coming your way. It's saying, use your mind and visualize the body moving. Use your mind and visualize the energy flowing through you and with you. And you will be surprised at how you move forward. Also, utilizing tapping. I am a huge fan of tapping our tailbones, tapping our kidneys. If we can't reach our tailbones and our kidneys, right, because that's where a lot of our energy gets bottled up, okay, anger and frustration, we can massage at the nape of our neck, at the base of our neck. It's that little bump, right? And if we massage that little bump, I think that's our I don't know. I want to say C7, but that could be completely wrong. But that's also where a lot of our energy gets blocked. So if we can't reach our tailbone or our kidneys, we can massage the base of our neck. It can be very, very helpful for us, and see that flexibility of energy coming forward, that flexibility of movement, but also flexibility through creativity. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of. This is the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is complex. So some people say that the Five of Swords is being a sore loser, right? Or not being fair. You might have things that come forward during this year that aren't fair, but I'm really seeing it not as intense as the last couple of years where we're like, okay, listen, I've been through really not fair things. This is okay. All right. But this is also learning, because we have been through so much as a collective, as a humanity here, where we are going to say, I stand up for me. I stand for my voice. I stand in my power. I'm not going to be bullied and pushed around. And that's going to be really transformative for us. We're standing in our power and what we desire. And it brings us then to the Two of Wands. So for this year in the lunar calendar, we are having doors open to us. We are having our passion open to us, our fire, our connection, our determination, our insight. And we are seeing ourselves move through the doorway in ways that we didn't think were possible, or the ways that we're like, oh, it's too late, right? I didn't do this when I was 15. It's too late. Why? Why do we do that to ourselves? It only matters if you are like the 30 under 30. No, it doesn't. Stop doing that to ourselves. It matters that we get there. Life is hard and is confusing and is intense. And most people have their dreams slowly eroded from them. And what we do here, what we do in this space, is bring our dreams back to the surface and align ourselves with what we deeply desire and why we're here on this earthly plane. And the doors are opening and the power is coming in, and it is completely transformative. This year is astoundingly beautiful. It's not always going to be beautiful, but it has astoundingly beautiful elements to it. And it transforms us. And it has us reclaiming our power and our wisdom. And it has us, if we want to, with the Hierophant and the High Priestess and the clarity coming forward, right? It has us and the inner child speaking to us and us listening to it. It has us connecting in a spiritual way that transforms our world, that opens us up, and that has us taking a seat at our own table and claiming our space and not apologizing for being ourselves anymore. All right, Aries, it is amazing being back in this energy space with you. I love you all so very much. I hope this reading resonated with you. I wish you all nothing but the very best always. So now let's end this reading with a clearing of the energy space, a raising of our energy vibration, and a stepping forward into love and harmony. And please note that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aries. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all and have a blessed year. Bye.